Welcome to Session 2, Overview of Cancer. In today's session, we will go over what cancer is. We will also discuss what tumors are, which types of tumors cause cancer, how cancer develops, what the symptoms of cancer are, what causes cancer and what are the risk factors, and lastly, how lifestyle factors affect cancer risk. Cancer is not a single disease. It is a group of more than 100 different diseases. Some cancers are more common and well known than others. Cancer can be broadly described as cells that are not normal and grow out of control in the body. Different things can cause the cell to become abnormal or not normal. Cells are the basic units of life, and all living things are made of one or more cells. The human body has trillions of cells. Most of the time, cells divide to make more cells only when the body needs them. But cancer cells begin to grow out of control in the body when the processes of the cell are abnormal. This is when the steps of cell growth and division that stop cells from dividing too much are not working correctly. Because of many different reasons, cells sometimes keep dividing and make more cells even when they are not needed. When this happens, a mass of tissue forms called a tumor. Tumors can be found in all kinds of tissue. Question: what are the types of tissue that can have tumors? Answer: types of tissue include muscle tissue and epithelial tissue, which includes skin and the lining of organs. Tumors can be benign or malignant. Benign tumors are not cancer. Most of the time, they can be removed, and in most cases, the benign tumors do not come back. Benign tumors have cells that do not spread to other parts of the body. The cells in these tumors stay together, and a membrane usually surrounds the tumor. Question: what is a membrane? Answer: a membrane is something that creates a barrier between the cells in the benign tumor and cells outside of the tumor. This prevents the cells in the tumor from spreading to other parts of the body. Benign tumors are usually not a threat to life and can be treated. Malignant tumors are cancer. Cancer cells can invade and damage tissues and organs near the tumor. Cancer cells can also break away from the malignant tumor. These cells can enter the lymphatic system or the bloodstream. The lymphatic system is a system of organs, lymph nodes, lymph ducts, and lymph vessels that all work together as part of the immune system. When the cancer cells enter the bloodstream or the lymphatic system, cancer can spread to other parts of the body. What separates cancer cells from other cells is their ability to grow quickly, grow out of control, and grow on their own, separate from where the cancer started. While cells in a benign tumor can grow quickly and out of control, cancer cells are able to spread to other parts of the organ or body. When cancer cells move to other sites or organs in the body through the bloodstream or lymphatic system, it is called metastasis. This is an image of malignant tumors through different stages of growth. In stage 0, the tumor is just starting to grow. This growth continues through stage 3, where it then begins to invade other tissues. Finally, in stage 4, the tumor is going to spread to other organs through the bloodstream or lymphatic system. Malignant tumors can usually be classified in two categories, carcinomas and sarcomas. The two types differ in the kind of tissues they originate. Carcinomas begin in the epithelium. The epithelium includes the cells in the lining of the organs and the skin. Carcinomas are the most common type of skin cancer. They commonly occur in the skin, mouth, lung, breast, stomach, colon, and uterus. Question: can carcinomas only occur in these sites? Answer: no. While these are the most common sites, carcinomas can also occur in other sites. Sarcomas are the other type of cancer. This type is a cancer of connective tissue of all kinds. Connective tissue helps to protect organs, connect tissue in the body, and support the structure of the body. Sarcomas can be found anywhere in the body, and they can form secondary growths in the lungs. Secondary growths are new growths that are in a separate location from the original malignant cancer tumor. People of all ages can get cancer. While certain types of cancers are more common in older adults, these same cancers can occur in younger people. Some cancers are also more common in younger people and children. 1 in every 3 people will develop cancer at some point in their lives. Also, because people are living longer, the risk of developing cancer is higher. The development of cancer is a long process that usually starts with genetic changes in the cell. The cancer development continues in the growth of these cells over time. Cancer can take a very long time to develop. The time from a change in the genetics of a cell to the development of cancer is called the latency period. The latency period can be 30 years or longer. Cancers that are found today may be due to changes that occurred in the cells a very long time ago. The body may be developing cancer cells all the time, but the immune system is able to see these cells as foreign cells and is able to destroy them. When the immune system is not able to destroy the cancer cells, cancer is able to develop in the body. The body's ability to protect itself from cancer can be decreased by some drugs and viral infections. Different types of cancer have different causes. Some cancers are more common than others, and chances for survival are different for each type of cancer. Most cancers do not have known causes from a chemical, environmental, genetic, immune system, or viral source. Question: are scientists trying to find what causes cancer? Answer: yes. Scientists are trying to identify what can cause cancer, but most cancers cannot yet be explained. Cancers can appear by chance from those causes that have not been explained. The causes of cancer are very complex and involve both the cell and factors in the environment. Being exposed to certain substances, such as certain chemicals, metals, or pesticides, can increase the risk of cancer. Any chemical that is known to cause cancer is called a carcinogen. Examples of well-known carcinogens include asbestos, nickel, cadmium, uranium, radon, vinyl chloride, benzidine, and benzene. Exposure to these carcinogens can happen through certain jobs and other locations. Question: what kinds of jobs have exposure to carcinogens? Answer: some examples of jobs with potential exposure to carcinogens includes bus and truck drivers, dry cleaning, construction, hairdressers, manufacturing, and mining. However, these are not the only jobs that have a potential for exposure to carcinogens. Carcinogens may act alone or along with another carcinogen, such as cigarette smoke, to increase the risk of cancer. For example, breathing in asbestos fibers increases the risk of lung diseases, including cancer. Asbestos is a fiber that has been commonly used as a fire retardant and for insulation in buildings. The cancer risk is even higher for asbestos workers who smoke. The most common carcinogens today are those found in cigarette smoke. Tobacco smoke is known to have at least 60 carcinogens and 6 developmental toxicants. A developmental toxicant is a substance that can cause cells to grow in a way that is not normal and can affect development. In addition to being responsible for 80 to 90% of lung cancers, cigarette smoking is also related to cancers of the mouth, kidney, pharynx, bladder, larynx, and esophagus. The pharynx is the throat, and the larynx is the voice box. Staying away from and avoiding tobacco products is one way to lower your risk of cancer. Certain types of radiation can damage DNA in cells that can potentially lead to cancer. The types of radiation are X-rays, rays from radioactive substances, and ultraviolet or UV rays from exposure to the sun. Certain types of cancer occur more often in some families than in others. This suggests that there is some genetic link in some families for cancer. Question: what does having a genetic link mean? Answer: this means that if your family has a certain change in your DNA, then you may have a higher chance of getting certain types of cancer. Scientists are trying to identify more genes that may cause cancer at higher rates in some people. However, even with a higher chance of getting cancer, the environment still plays a large part in the development of cancer. Risk factors are anything that may increase the chance of a person developing a disease. A person can control some of them, such as diet and physical activity, but they cannot control all of them, such as heredity and environmental exposures. Risk factors can include things such as age, diet, race, exposure to chemicals, sex, radiation, genetic factors, and tobacco. As previously discussed, genetics play a large role for many cancers, including breast, prostate, and colorectal cancer. A family's health history can be a risk factor for some types of cancers. The preventable lifestyle factors that affect cancer risk include smoking, heavy drinking, and eating foods that have too many calories, too much fat, and not enough fiber. Some other factors that can raise our risk are related to sexual contact and exposure to sunlight. Using tobacco is a lifestyle factor that has caused approximately 40% of all cancers. Cigarette smoking is also related to cancers of the lungs, mouth, pharynx, larynx, esophagus, pancreas, kidney, and bladder. Your diet is also related to your cancer risk. The different types of food you eat affects your chances of getting cancer. About 30% of all cancers are related to diet. Another lifestyle factor is exposure to infectious agents. Some viruses can turn cells into cancers. One example is human papillomavirus, or HPV, that can cause cervical cancer. Another example is Epstein-Barr virus that can cause lymphoma. As we discussed earlier, exposure to carcinogens through certain occupations can increase your risk for getting cancer. Some other examples of occupations with carcinogen exposure include uranium miners, asbestos factory workers, certain chemical plant workers, and workers in nuclear power plants. Reproductive factors are another lifestyle factor that can increase your risk for cancer. This mostly refers to women's risk factors. For example, the risk of breast cancer goes up if a woman does not have children before the age of 30. Sexually transmitted diseases, such as HPV, can increase the risk for cervical cancer. Having a sedentary lifestyle can increase your risk of getting cancer. This means physically not moving around much and not getting much physical activity. The body's own defenses work better when you exercise regularly and maintain an ideal weight. Moderate exercise, such as walking or climbing a flight of stairs, can help. Alcohol and drug use is another lifestyle factor that can increase your chance of getting cancer. People who drink too much or abuse drugs may not eat well or take care of themselves, which will raise their overall risk of cancer. Lastly, pollution in the environment may be a major cause of cancer. Few cancers have been found to be caused by pollution, but scientists are still researching any possible links between pollution and cancer. The causes of many cancers are still not known. Breast cancer is the most common type of cancer among women in the U.S., other than skin cancer, including African American women. Prostate cancer is the most common cancer among men in the U.S. and is the fourth leading cause of death in African American men over 45. Lastly, colorectal cancer, or CRC, is the third most common cancer among men and women in the U.S., including African Americans. Here are some take-home points from this session. First, cancer is caused by cells that are not normal and grow out of control in the body. While there are two types of tumors, benign and malignant, it is malignant tumors that are a sign of cancer. Some cancers are more common than others, and chances for survival vary among different types. It is also important to note that the cause of most cancers is not known. In addition, early stages of cancer often do not cause pain or have symptoms. This is why regular screening tests for some cancers are very important. Lastly, risk factors for getting cancer include age, race, sex, genetic factors, diet, and exposures to chemicals, radiation, and tobacco. Thank you.